The FA are reportedly keen for Gareth Southgate to remain as England boss beyond this summer's European Championships. It was expected Southgate would stand down after the 2024 finals in Germany, but the Three Lions boss has now not discounted the possibility of remaining in the job until the 2026 World Cup. Former England midfielder Ray Parlour was alongside Alan Brazil on talkSPORT Breakfast Show yesterday, and he believes it's no surprise that Southgate wants to continue.
But of course he wants to do that, but it's all about this Euros coming up. It's all about results now. If Gareth can get to the final and, somehow win the final, of course he'll be manager at the World Cup. But if he has a real bad tournament, then he can't be at the World Cup, can he?
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Cass?
I echo what Ray says. He would know Gareth. He would have met Gareth, and anybody has, and I've been lucky enough to meet him. Gareth's a really good guy, but his job is about winning football matches and trying to achieve goals that England should expect, is to be winning trophies. They've got an incredible squad of players. And by the way, they've always had incredible squads. Sometimes they've fallen well short. Gareth's got a good side. He goes to that Euros. I guarantee nearly every other country will be wary of England, knowing how strong they are. Now, I always say the same thing on this, Nat. You go to a tournament and you make a decision after a tournament whether a manager stays or goes. That's it. All the ideas of new contracts before, it's meaningless to me. This is in front of England. They got the tournament in the summer. They play it, see what happens. And if they end up going on and winning it, then you can make the call. I mean, it feels like, in some ways, I feel a bit for Gareth because it feels like it's either win it or go. It's one or the other. But he's been there a long time now.
Yeah, 2016 he took over.
So we're talking by 8 years. That's a long time to be a manager, even at club level, international level. So, and he's had, it'd be his fourth goal at a tournament, wouldn't it? Fourth? Is it his fourth goal at a tournament since then? Yeah, 4. Yeah, so, and England have done well in tournaments. Got to European final, got to the semi-finals of a World Cup. There's lots of good things in there that everyone's witnessed. But that side, the strongest side he can put together, should be able to win a tournament. And that will fall on Gareth, unfortunately.
I mean, we have seen England go deep in competitions with Gareth Southgate at the helm. So overall, would you say, other than the fact he's not won a major championship yet, would you still say that it's been a success?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you can say it's not. I mean, England were a long way behind when he took over, and there were some horror shows before that in previous tournaments. England have developed, using also the pathway of some younger players coming into the team. I'd say it's been a thumbs up. And look, because he hasn't won anything yet, you'd hope that he'd learnt enough in previous tournaments, and there is chinking. There is small margins in sport. And sometimes it's little things that make massive differences. And if it comes down to him and his decision-making, whether it's substitutions, bringing people in at the right time, starting lineups, formations, how you handle the opposition. When England played France, I know this is fact, right? I know this is fact. Cole Walker was told not to venture forward. If you watch the game, he was literally told not to go beyond a certain space of the game.
Right.
Because of Mbappe's pace behind him. Don't let him get behind. It happened in the game and it cost England dearly. Because, it went to a penalty shootout and Cole Walker was brilliant at handling Mbappe. And yet that happened in the game. So, these are small margins, Nat, that can make a difference. Now, I know, like I said before, because I know there was a conversation had about killing Mbappe and not leaving. Can't go on and win the Euros, Nat. Because I think England, like I said at the very start, are the team everybody... Just because you are the team that everyone would fear and think are the best team around in Europe, it doesn't mean you necessarily... Ireland went to the World Cup in the rugby.
Yes,
everybody thought they were the best team. Leading up, had been brilliant up until that time. The tournament, and didn't win it.
Yeah, of course.
And look at how small their margins were in the rugby games. That will probably be... Do you know most tournaments, a team that win it, have had a penalty shootout?
Yeah, of course. That makes sense.
A lot.
Of course, yeah, of course. And, not every team goes through a tournament, with a 100% winning record. Sometimes they'll have dips, but they get the the job done to get them through to the knockouts, and then obviously the rest is history. In terms of the negativity with Gareth Southgate, we hear it all the time. We hear from fans here on talkSPORT, some not in favour of him being the manager. What's holding him back? What's the issue do you think that fans have with Gareth Southgate?
Well, I would always say you have to make big decisions in big moments. And if you get them right, look, this is the old saying in A Genius and Idiot of not that far apart. But if you make the genius decision, you're held as a hero. If you make the idiotic one, which many managers have, mistakes, their own gut feeling at the time, it can cost you dearly. He has to get the big decisions right at certain times to enable England to have an opportunity to win it. And he's been close. He's been really close. You know, the Croatia one in 18, I remember watching that game and they were winning at half-time. And look, Croatia changed their way of playing. They changed their wide players and got them more forward, and it changed the dynamics of the football match in 45 minutes, which England eventually lost to Croatia. So things happen, and you've got to be literally micromanaging from the second half onwards decisions that will make.
Do you
big
think he's
impact.
sometimes a bit too conservative in an approach to games?
Well, I think his team have got so much adventure in it.
Yeah.
I think you've got to be a little bit more conservative because you've got flair. England have got loads of goals in their team. So if you can just tell them a bit, but always let them know when is the right opportunity to make attacks. I mean, Bellingham's going to be one of the best players in Europe by the time it comes, in the summer. And his reputation at Real Madrid has grown and grown and grown. They got players at great ages, mid-20s. There's everything in place. Harry Kane's gone to Germany. The finals were in Germany. He's getting goals for fun. He's been absolutely sensational for Bayern Munich. He's going from Bayern to that tournament in an unbelievable season. I just think there's a lot of real thumbs up things for England, and I think Gareth will have to play his part as well in his decision making. What else can a coach do but his decision making? Who to drop, who to play, what formation against certain players, or certain teams.
Okay, so it seems as though Gareth Southgate may continue in his role as the England manager, but that might depend on obviously what happens out in Germany this summer.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.